So we like to in the morning brush our teeth, opposite hand brushing to of the motor skill. So left hand, all that, all that. I saw this thing where I was like, you know, to upgrade and wake up your motor skills to brush your teeth with your opposite hand. So every morning to kind of upgrade those motor skills, left hand. This is toothpaste we use. I like this one better than the other kind. Feeling real good though. Don't do like a bad job with your opposite hand. Learn to get really good at it. Get up in there and brush your teeth. You heard? The other part, you'll tell yourself, love yourself in the mirror. Like, says 25, might be 10. You do it while you brush. I love you. 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 Get up in there. You heard? That's good money right there. All right, see what they got going on out there, all right? Let's go.
On my necklace.
It's on.
So I sing like crazy. I'm her, I should find a cure cancer. What can you see that I should change? Where to Atlanta. If my name was Atlanta. And I'm back in the nose, I'm her, and I'm back after COVID. I'm her, and I'm doing the aerobics. I really am her, and you knows it.
Mom.
Yeah.
Dad. Dad. I'm watching the live stream on the TV.
Right, so we should.
I'm watching the live stream on the TV.
Oh, no way. How's that work?
It's late. It's late.
It's not paused or what? Okay.
It's late. It's because I pressed it and it got delayed.
It's all good. Okay. Nice. Okay, cool. Well, what we got? So I'm gonna go get the mics.
Okay.
Okay.
So we can definitely let's go here. Watering the plants is one of the things on our schedule.
Last week for Earth Day, we all planted some seeds in our nation trays.
Yep.
So that was last Tuesday. So now here we are, the following Monday, 6 days later, and how much we've had grow. So some of us are seeing a lot of growth, some of us are seeing a little bit of growth. Why do you think that is? Why?
How high you put the seeds in.
Yeah, how deep you put the seeds.
How deep you, I think it's because how deep you put the seeds in and the amount of like Monday is seeing a lot of growth, and like every time I look at it I see a whole bunch of dry dirt spots.
Yeah, dry and some of
That's
them
like
are
but they're
still wet.
moist.
Yeah, Bravy's got pretty nice and moist. It stayed pretty nice and moist. we can see some variation in the amount of wetness in the soil, right? I think the biggest thing was how deep we placed the seed. So Brandon made sure he looked on the back of the packets, and some say need to be planted 1/8 inch into the soil, a 1/4 inch, a full inch, right? So it had room to take roots. Some of us, right, just kind of laid them on top, and when the wind blew, I think it blew some of them away. We live in a very windy area of the high desert. So,
It's so late.
right, mine looks like super dry.
I think, man, can you hand me this sprayer?
Maybe I should like pour some water in mine.
Hey, let me see. I got you. No, I got you. No, I got you.
He knows where the mic's at.
Him.
In case.
I can help. I'll look in here.
Like, what does it smell? Top part, the top part of the pocket. Yeah.
I don't know. Mommy. There's so much water.
It's uncovered.
I'm trying.
Stay covered, Delphine.
That's too much.
Mom, can I put it in?
I think I just destroyed one of my
And
plants.
then I'll get my own one.
Matthew, you don't need that.
I don't want.
Okay, here, you can use the rest of mine on yours, okay, but don't. And there are little holes at the bottom of each of these squares, so, let me see. If you ever get too much water, right, it'll sink out to the bottom.
I feel like I'll take out some of the soil and maybe find the seeds.
Come here.
Can I have that?
Watch.
What?
Have the rest of her watch.
Hey, you all this are for me.
Use this to spray. You wanna put water in there? I really am. Okay. So now we've all watered ours. We've got a bunch of different kinds. Most of us, they all planted what do you have here?
Mom, why did you talk to me?
Why?
You didn't.
Why?
I heard it.
Why? She can probably get her own water.
She needs help with this.
Oh, we're mean to each other, guys. Where's yours? So that's too much, okay?
Oh, go in the line.
Right.
Hi, I can see my seeds. Take care of seeds.
Okay, so Brandon, why don't you come real quick and tell us what all you planted in yours?
Oh,
Oh, elbow to the cheek.
you sure you have a lot of purple black in our live stream?
No.
I mean, I'm not sure, but
Oh,
I'm hoping.
you should. All right.
Mom said we already got one new subscriber off the walk.
You sure did. Someone did a thumbs up.
So first over here we have some morning glories. Then in the next column have
Go for it.
in the first column we have some morning glories, which are just some like flowers. Then in the next column we have some peas. And after that we have daisies. And then in the last column we have lettuce.
Mommy,
She has it in her hand in real life. All right, can I tell you my plants next?
So I have American daisies right here. I have morning glories and zinnia. Basil and lettuce.
All right, it's gonna be yummy. So right, the future is in homesteading. We're learning to make our own food. Yeah, good job, Sarah.
There's like a channel called the Williamson Family, 47.5.
It's not gonna grow that fast.
You got somebody to catch up to?
There's a channel called the Williamson Family, 47.5 thousand subscribers.
How rude. The Williamson the Williamson family.
What'd you say, Papa?
I don't know who they are.
Are they famous?
I don't think we
I never used a microphone before she was in mine and then doesn't. You don't need them. You just operate in the way that you get out. Like you have the mic. What do you want to say, Papa? What things do you have?
I have Daisy.
Papa, go. If I need to turn the TV off, I'll turn the TV off.
Green beans. Lavender. Lettuce.
Good.
That's all I have.
All right. So the next time you guys will see our plants, if we don't, we're gonna move them to larger pots later this week. Definitely include you guys in that process. It could get a little messy.
All right, so why did we do this? This was what we did during spring break. During spring break, we decided to do some planting of some different seeds that we got for Passover. Brady, go ahead. That's what you want to say.
We did it because it was Earth Day.
There you go. So in observance of Earth Day, and April is Earth Month, we wanted to plant some seeds. And it's only been a week today, or has it even been a week? A week tomorrow, and we're already seeing some cool things happening there. Look at those seeds sprouting and growing. So when seeds grow, they grow above the ground and below the ground, just like we talked about in church yesterday. Defies gravity. What grows up also grows down. Great work, guys.
And it's
Great
another
work.
good study, right? Because there's some of these, it looks like nothing's happening, right? Like what is happening? Then all of a sudden we wake up the next morning and something has sprouted, right? So just like in our lives, it looks like nothing's happening. Things are happening where you can't see it, right?
Right.
Inside of our hearts, things are happening inside of our bodies, inside of the soil. So we just have to be patient, right? That's right. Okay, guys, so we've got some new things that we're rolling out today as we go into our final quarter. Really, we only have 8 weeks left of school. Might even be less than that. 24 to 32. Okay, yeah. Got 8 weeks left, and only 8 weeks until Medley's recital. Right? So that weekend after school is going to be Brady's birthday, and it's going to be Medley's recital.
September 11th.
That's your birthday. Yeah. But Brady's birthday is
June
16th.
It's next year, this
It's
morning.
next month.
Next month.
All right, so Medley, you can come get your seat down here. We won't sit in front of the plants. And so I was going to pass these to the TV. I think they still will. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so our new routines are just going to come out, but we saw where you're going to wake up, you eat your breakfast, you know what I mean? And I'm going to have a sheet for your guys' new morning routine so you can go through the checklist. If you've come to the school table after you've eaten your breakfast and you're something new, right? Each of you guys has your own activity book. These are going to help us find things, right? So we're working on strategy, You'll learn different strategies to find something like, oh, trust fund. I don't even know if that's a word, but I'm sure it is. Okay, so these will be our warm-ups for this remaining 8 weeks. We're gonna get really good at word searches. All right, it'll help us identify things from far away, see things in a mess, right? So sometimes you want things to start popping out at you. Mommy used to do a lot of these when I was little. Now it's gonna get pretty easy. Okay. We also will still do our morning walks. When we come back in, we're gonna do our stretches every day now, right? Flexibility is very important. You guys are doing a lot of working out. You guys are building a lot of muscle. We want to make sure those muscles stay long and lean, flexible. Okay? So yeah, so who wants to lead? Because remember, I'll lead it since we haven't done it in a couple weeks. Okay.
I
All
love
right.
you,
So
Mom.
find a space, please.
On the grass. Sure.
I mean, I cleaned it up when I thought we were gonna do. Let's go check it.
Yeah, let's go check.
Like if you do concrete and stuff.
Mhm.
We need to get some yoga mats.
It's not clean. It put some.
Did poop right there.
I can see one poop. I can see one poop.
Let's go. Let's head out back.
I have my microphone. Ah,
Shh. Give me the mic. Oh, maybe that beeping wasn't from our house.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, we'd have been looking around that forever. So we can stretch here, but it's kind of deep. So it's just gonna mess up our clothes. So we can do standing stretches. We'll just do standing stretches. We won't do any sitting.
Oh yeah, we don't really sit down.
Well, we do the cat, cow, and
Yeah.
downward dog.
Well, we should be able to find a spot in the grass to do that when it comes time for that.
This.
All right, come on, let's stretch, mommy. Are we stretching or you want to do something else? Outside. We don't have to do much sitting down. So when it comes to sitting down, I think it's the cat-cow, like we may have to do something, but for the most part, we can stand up and do our stretches. So we shouldn't be limited by, oh, we can't sit, so we won't do it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna take you through the yoga flow.
All right, I'm getting the stand back. Swoop. All right, let's go. We got other things to do. All right, so we can all stand here, right here by the star that we have here. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. Everybody find a little area, we can get some space. Arms out. Let's rotate small circles. And then elevate that to bigger circles. When it gets stretched, pull back. When it pull up, pull down. Don't just go into that progression. Let's slowly go into it and get to that point. We don't want to just go to that. Muscles. Go, pull back.
Why does it feel so weird?
Because you don't stretch every day. Long and out wide. Stretch it out. Want to spread our legs. Down. Down low as you can. You see daddy's not as flexible. He doesn't do his stretches every day. You can't touch the ground. You see mommy. She can't. You guys got to do your stretches. It's imperative to your body's flow. Get your stretch on. Somebody told us that something about the seeds through Let's Eat. Someone commented and said we would have had to have planted our seeds ago. Something about it being too late. It's the science experiment in Southern California. So,
And luckily, all the seeds that I picked are to germinate, are to be planted in April, May.
so all these seeds, let's eat. Thank you so much for your response. The seeds that we chose said that they were for now's time. But thank you for the information. It is much appreciated.
Yes.
Let's go to the side. Whatever you see me doing, you guys do too. Come up, push it back up. Off to the side. All right, so we want to have a good day today. Want to be full of new adventures and wonder, correct?
Correct.
Thankful for the day. Thankful for the opportunity to continue to do homeschool. We get to stack the days with working out, learning, and basketball. All right. Knee pulled up. Hop like me. I just can't balance as well as you guys probably can. Pull it up. Good job. I can. All right, guys. Switch to the other one. Lift that left leg. You guys at home, gotta stretch. Be old and able to move. Yeah, we're not gonna go to Anthony's house today. We go to our house. We get our stretch on. Right, like a gargoyle. Perched on a porch. All right. Goal for the day, Brandon. What are your goals for the day? You got any goals? Slam dunk by 5. A clock.
Yeah, definitely get my dunks in and move through the day.
Goals for the day, Brady. Good one. Nice, mommy.
Responsibility program.
Ooh, we're gonna check the responsibility and chore tracker for the day. My goal was to find out what that beeping sound was. I thought it was something in our house. It's over there. I think so.
It sounded like it kept moving throughout the
Yeah.
night.
Alright, that was weird. We got a beeping.
It sounded like an alarm, like it was a
I
jar.
fell asleep at like 3 minutes and I never heard it.
Do you want to run through the flow? You guys feeling good?
Yeah.
Run through the flow. I'm just trying to keep it recording so we can't just have dead time when we're doing nothing. So,
All right, here we go. Perfect. Feet together, point forward, find the balance spot. One deep inhale in, hold and exhale out. One time inhale, arms up. And exhale, bring them to center, pray your hands. On this inhale, your hands will go up and you'll fall, waterfall over. Ready? Inhale. And exhale, waterfall over. Round back, let your fingertips brush the floor. Head hangs down. Flatten your back. Hands will come up onto your thighs. Your back straightens so I can set a cup on top of your back. Ready? And collapse back. Back, hands on the ground, and we're going to jump back into plank. 3, 2, 1. Oops, I lost the shoe. There we go. And hold 3, 2, 1. Tummy down to the floor. Straight heads up to the and 3, 2, 1. Back into all fours. And push back into child's pose. Butt goes to the back wall. Your knees open. Your chest comes in between your legs, in between your knees. Look to the left. Look to the right. There we go. And come back into all fours. We're going to do cat cow. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Cat. Back arches up, up to the ceiling, up to the ceiling. Your head drops down to the ground. And you go. And switch. Cow stretch. Your tummy drops to the floor. Your butt goes up to the ceiling. Your neck goes. Cow. And then a cat one more time. Arch your back. Feel that your shoulders separate. And drop your tummy. Arch your back up. And neutral spine. We're going to go back up into downward dog. 3, 2, 1. Our head drops. Our legs push up. Drop to the ground. Our knees are wanting to be straight. Push your body weight back onto your feet. inside hands. There we go. Nice. Smoothly point your toes to the front. There we go. And drop your head. Begin to roll up. Your heels touch the ground. My knees straighten. Now I'm rolling up. Roll head is the last thing to come up. And inhale, arms up. And exhale. Namaste. Good job, guys. 4, 5, 6.
Williamson 6.
All
Alright.
Good job.
Meet us back for what's next on the
So
schedule.
up next, right, beginning of the day.
Alright, let's get our homeschool
There's in
on.
there.
Meet us for what's the first subject of the day? I guess we gotta go over. You want to go over the trackers first, right? I bet.
First day back.
I'm gonna just keep it going. I won't turn it off. Just take it right to the table. What's up, Governor? All right, come on, y'all. Time for school.
Alright, so I've been feeling a little overwhelmed with the amount of things now that we've got 6 people, 7 people in our house. Alright, so Daddy and I talked and we're like, it's time that we can start sharing responsibilities. You guys are all old enough, you guys are so smart, so capable. So instead of making me be overwhelmed at the amount of things, we can all take part in it and everything will be ready to go. You can bring a chair right here so you don't have to sit.
Hold on. Let me see.
I don't know what I did
I
wrong.
can, let me see.
Oh, that's right. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna airplay this onto the TV, so. Brady's gonna get it set up. All right, so.
I can't really see.
You can't see it.
Not kind of.
All right, so we're gonna start. This is gonna be your guys' daily routine. So these are the things that we're gonna do on a daily basis. With that one. Okay, so right, when you first wake up, what's the first thing you usually want to do? Use the bathroom, right? So we're going to put that on there. When you're in there, go ahead, while you're in the bathroom, do all your bathroom things. What do those include?
Wash your hands.
Washing your hands, what else?
Drying your hands.
Drying your hands, flushing the toilet, brushing your teeth, okay? Right? We're brushing your teeth. So that'll come later, right? So while we're in there, we can wash our face, use the restroom, wash our hands, brush our teeth, okay? All the things that need to be done in the restroom. After that, you're gonna go back to your room and you're gonna make bed, okay? We used to do that, we're putting it back in there, okay? So we can have a nice space to come to at the end of the night, right? So your comforter needs to pull on. If your sheets are all off the bed, put your sheets back on the bed. If your pillows fell on the floor, pillows go back on the bed, yes?
Yes.
All right. After that, come on downstairs, eat your breakfast, just like normal. After you do that, just like we've been doing, get your plates off of the table, into the sink. You can even take it a step further, put them directly into the dishwasher if it's ready to build. From there, you can go back upstairs. I said brush your teeth while in your bathroom. If you somehow forgot to brush your teeth, now's your chance. If you're the type of person that wants to brush after breakfast, you can be that person, okay? Then you're gonna get dressed, then you're gonna come back down and we're gonna begin our warm-ups. Okay, so your mental warm-ups, we talked about that. We're gonna be doing word searches, at least for the next week, okay? Practicing our skills with that. I'll likely change our warm-ups every week, okay, warm-up activity. So that's our morning routine, and then we'll start school. So our evening afterwards, you're gonna have a time set aside to handle your chores or your responsibilities for that day. We're gonna do our stretching and strengthening, so that's your guys' calf raises, push-ups, those things you do before you go to bed. And then you'll say your prayers before you go to sleep. Yeah?
Yes.
All that makes sense?
Yeah.
All right, so it'll be on your phones, but I'll also print it out. So we'll have it upstairs and you can check off when you've done your thing. Okay, everybody will have their own color. Okay.
Mine is giraffe.
All right, so here's our responsibility chart, okay? So there's each day of the week and it rotates through which is your responsibilities for that day, okay? So this might also change each week or we'll keep it the same. What's that mean? What do you want?
Did somebody eat the strawberries?
They did get them this morning. Daddy. All right, so Monday, which is today, right? Brandon, it's his trash day. Brave is on dog duty, and Medley is going to be our school helper.
What?
Okay? What? Next question? All right, so on trash day, right? So he's going to gather all the trash from upstairs. We're going to take the recycling out. Luckily, we already did that, right? For him today. And then afterwards, we're going to bring the cans back up, okay? Again, misspelled cans, but you guys get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, so as we know, trash day is tomorrow morning. So Brandon, you'll take the trash out to the street, bring them back up when they're done, okay? For the dog, right, so Brave, you're gonna be in charge of making sure Governor has food and water throughout the day, make sure he gets his medicine, and you would lead the walk, right? So we've already done the walk for today, so that part's finished. But food and water, medicine, and then you'd run out and you would, on this day, you would get the poop up out of the yard. I also already did that for you today, okay? School helper, Medley. So when it's your school helper day, you're gonna set up the day for school. So each person needs a pencil and they need their notebook, right? And dry erase board. Dry erase board, notebook, and pencil. That's right, baby. Okay. So then, you also will be getting supplies. So I'm like, okay, Medley, we need the paintbrushes. You'll be in charge of going to get the paintbrushes. And then after we're finished painting, you'd be in charge of putting those supplies back. Okay? There's some other chores throughout. Kitchen assistant is one of them. So that's when you're going to be clearing things before mealtime and after mealtime, loading and unloading the dishwasher. Okay? Tidying up. Maybe things you're going to be sweeping the floor, vacuuming the rug. All right, but you can refer to the chart when it's your time. All right? Okay. So all of them will be in your phones. I'll also have them posted here on the wall. All right? You guys all ready for it?
Yeah.
Okay. So then these are your responsibilities. So as responsibilities, you don't always get paid to do your responsibilities. But for those of you that are on top of it, you're checking off every responsibility in your box, you're getting perfect weeks, there will be compensation. Okay? I'll talk to Daddy about what that reward system should look like, how often you guys should get paid these things, or what that payment might include. Okay? It might be money, it might be other things. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm excited about it. This will be helpful.
Everybody's notebook.
Huh?
Everybody's
Yes, please get everyone's notebooks. Notebooks, pencils, dry erase markers, or dry erase boards. Let me see. Ray, maybe you can help her
Sure.
get some of that stuff off.
Okay.
Your own screen, let it move the camera to where.
All right, let's see.
Where's the third dry erase board at?
It's like, is it supposed to be vertical?
Right there.
I turn this horizontal.
I didn't get a dry erase mark. Mommy, where's the third one?
I don't know, baby. I don't really. Okay. So today is gonna run a little bit different. Just as we get back into the week, I wanna introduce some new things, but we're still gonna run through some of our subjects, all right? So we're gonna start with our religion. We need to catch up. We definitely didn't read our Bibles last week during spring break the way that we should have. So we can look at our everyday with God, trying to figure out which week we were on there.
I can't remember. I don't know how to read yet.
I don't really know what scene. It's like I can't see anything. I'm okay, Brittany. Thank you. All right, you found it, B?
There's no markers.
Right.
Fine.
Okay.
Let me see. I know where we are. Ron Samson dies. Week 17 and 18 or something.
Have we done David fights Goliath yet?
Let me see. I can help it. I can help that.
I'm gonna be able to use it.
Yeah, I can.
All right, what day is that day? It is
Friday.
Yeah, Fred.
Okay.
Fred.
All right, go.
Samson dies. Though Samson was blind, in prison, and working like an animal, he had not given up. His hair began to grow again. The kings of the Philistines gathered to celebrate. They were going to offer a great sacrifice to their god, Dagon. They said, "Our God has given us Samson, our enemy." The people were having a good time at the celebration. They said, "Bring Samson out to perform for us." So they brought Samson from the prison. He performed for them. They made him stand between the pillars of the temple of Dagon. A servant was holding his hand. Samson said to him, "Let me feel the pillars that hold up the temple. I want to lean against them." Now the temple was full of men and women. All the kings of the Philistines were there. There were about 3,000 men and women on the roof. They watched Samson perform. Then Samson prayed to the Lord. He said, "Lord God, remember me? God, please give me strength one more time. Let me pay these Philistines back for putting out my 2 eyes." Then Samson held the 2 center pillars of the temple. These pillars supported the whole temple. He braced himself between the 2 pillars. His right hand was on one, and his left hand was on the other. Samson said, "Let me die with these Philistines." He pushed as hard as he could, and the temple fell on the kings and all the people in it. So Samson killed more of the Philistines when he died than when he was alive. Today's prayer. Dear Lord, when days are at their darkest, you bring light. I need you to make me strong and to light the roads I travel. Guide me through Jesus, your Son, the light of the world. Amen.
Amen. Amen, right? So who can kind of recap the story of Samson?
Can you tell me the name of that so I can name it in this Bible?
It was 16, 23, 25 through 30.
What was the book?
Judges.
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 So can you tell me about the story of Samson, Mindy?
Alright, so basically he was put in prison after was his hair cut off? So he was put in prison, and then the kings of the Philistines told him to perform in front of him. And then he asked one of the, I think, servants if he could lean on one of the pillars. Then he prayed to God, asking him to give him strength. And then he pushed out the two pillars that were under the temple, and it collapsed on all of the kings and all of the men and women, including him.
What was special about Samson?
His hair gave him
Strength, right? He had superhuman strength, right? When we read about his stories throughout the week, we saw one where he ripped open a lion's mouth, right? A lion came to attack him, and he grabbed him by the teeth and he pulled open his mouth, ripped him apart, right? There was other times where they said he saw an animal's bone on the side of the room. He was able to kill 30 men with a donkey's bone, right? One time they tried to capture him. He went to the city gates and he pulled the whole gate off the frame, and carried it over his head and stuck it on top of it, right? He was the super duper human, extraordinary human strength, right? And it came that because an angel came to his mother, right, before she even got pregnant and said, "You're going to have a son, but I need to stay away from all alcohol. He may never have any type of alcohol. He needs to stay away from dead bodies, right? Stay away from liquor, right? And never cut his hair." So the mother said, "Okay, I'm going to agree with that, because if he's going to grow inside of her, she has to stay away from those things too." Right? So he was consecrated before birth, which means he was set apart and set to be holy, right? Anthony, I'm speaking. It's not a time to do play or sand or whatever that might be. Okay? All right. So then we saw that as Samson got older, right, his whole role, the purpose for him was to free the Israelites from the Philistines. The Philistines were this neighboring group of people that were trying to always conquer them and attack them, right? Right now in today's world, we see neighboring countries at war with each other, right? That's the same thing that was happening thousands of years ago, okay? So Samson's job was to protect Israel, one of the judges, right? Samson was a judge of Israel. So he was a protector, right, of people. But unfortunately, Samson was easily distracted by women, right? Women got him into a lot of trouble. So sometimes that happens to us, right? Our friends, the people that we choose to hang out with, can end up getting us in big trouble. And we saw that one of these friends that he had, right, kept asking him, "Samson, tell me the secret of your strength." And he would lie, right? Make up something, right? To test her. "Oh, if you tie me up with brand new strings, then I'll be so weak." And then what did she do? He tied him up with brand new strings, right? But did that take away his strength? No, he ripped it apart, right? And then she came to him the next day. "Samson, you totally embarrassed me. Please be sure to tell me, how can I take away your strength?" He made up something else, right? 3 times this friend of his betrayed him. It wasn't his wife, right? The first one was his wife that also betrayed him, right? He had a bad habit of picking the wrong people to get in a relationship with. Finally, it says he was so tired of her nagging him. This is the same thing that happened in his first marriage, that he told her, and she betrayed him, and then he was arrested, like Brandon was telling us, right? He was taken into prison. They gouged out his eyes. What does that mean? They took his eyes out. Right? Shaved off his head. He was weak, powerless, right? But it said, little did they know, his hair began to grow back, right? And so as he sees that, his faith, his strength can be inside of us, because, right, really, it's not your hair that's giving you strength, right? Right, it's your hair that gives you confidence, right? And it's that confidence, right? It's the strength that God has inside of you. But why, if he just pushed on 2 pillars, why did that make the whole thing collapse? Yeah. Exactly, right? Like when we play Jenga, and there's some that you can just pop out. Boop, boop, boop. But there's some, if you pull out one of those blocks, everything crumbles. right? They're called load bearing, right? If you have a load bearing beam or block or anything like that, and you push that out of the way, everything falls down, right? So it said even in his death, he finally was fulfilling his purpose. Because so many of us tried to run away from God's purpose in our lives.
Why?
Because we're scared, because we want to go to parties, because we want to hang out with our friends, right? Because we don't want to stay away from the things he told us to stay away from, right? And so we act like, oh, maybe I can just not have to do that. But as you can see, even in death, his purpose will be fulfilled.
They said he killed more people in his death than he ever did while he was alive.
That's right, right?
He didn't kill him like he was alive.
He did. He defeated a lot of those things, right?
Someone else's house.
Okay, so we're gonna have to do 2 a day. So let's turn the page and then Brave, read the next story for us, please.
Can you look at the next story?
Ruth 2:10 through 12, 17, 19, 20, and 24.
You okay?
Ruth?
Your eye?
1 second.
What's wrong?
Ruth what? Ruth what?
I mean, not like shockingly or anything.
Ruth what?
I said
But you
Ruth
should call and tell
2:10
them, oh, right, what time do you want to
12.
go? No, I don't think we have to pick. What do you mean go
Verse 2.
Thursday? Why?
Because we just did that.
What?
Why
Ruth
Thursday?
2:10. Ruth
What
2:10
does that have to matter about going to the doctor?
Yes.
through 12. And then it's 17, 19, 20, and 20,
I don't think that counts either.
That's the way it's gonna be.
I just read this.
I'm not going to.
Here, in case you get blood at this
After
lab.
she bowed down with her face to the ground, she asked him, "Why have I found such favor in your eye that you notice me a foreigner?" Boaz replied, "I've been told all about what you have done for your mother-in-law."
But if you're
since
feeling your eyes are yellow,
She's not going, baby. What you doing?
I'm trying to remind her the importance of staying on the
Oh,
schedule for
And
her
it's just gonna be
checkups
so
and
arguing. You want to
medications.
argue or you just want to, what you want to do?
Oh, I want to make an impact and change her mind.
I mean, it's this week, I wanna go this week, so I don't know what the difference is. Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever.
Do you want me to explain to you the difference?
Yeah.
Okay, well, 2 weeks means 14 days. So when you go after 2 weeks, then you're going to the 3rd week of it. And so if they're saying, hey, I want to measure the impact on your body with 2 weeks of taking this medication,
Right.
that's today. If they say, I want to measure it after 3 weeks of taking the medication, then it's like, yeah, go Thursday, go Friday, because then it's getting closer. That's 3 weeks. I'm saying if you're experiencing side effects or you feel like your eyes are yellow, then that could mean something's going wrong. You might not push it off. Okay.
Sorry, verse
Alright.
2:10, and then read that to 12.
Alright. At this, she bowed down with her face to the ground. She asked him, "Why have I found such favor in your eye that you notice me a foreigner?" Boaz replied, "I've been told all about what you have done for your mother-in-law since the death of your husband. How you left your father and mother and your homeland, and came to live with the people you did not know before."
And then read 17, 19, still verse
So 17 through 19.
no, 17, 19, not through 19.
Just verse 17 and then verse 19, not verse 18.
Okay. So Ruth gleaned in the field until evening. Then she threshed the barley she had gathered, and it amounted to about an ephah.
You take that to the next chapter.
Huh?
Talking about
Her mother-in-law asked her, "Where did you glean today? Where did you work? Blessed be the man who took notice of you." Then Ruth told her mother-in-law about the one at whose place she had been working. The name of the man I worked with today is Boaz, she said. And then 20 to 26.
No, 20 and 26.
Okay. The Lord bless him, Naomi said to her daughter-in-law. He has not stopped showing his kindness to the living and the dead. She asked, that man is our close relative. He is one of our guardian redeemers. So Ruth stayed close to the women of Boaz to lean until the barley and wheat harvests until were finished. And she lived with her mother-in-law. Okay. That was the story of Ruth meets Boaz in a grave. Huh?
Okay, so this is a story of 3 women, right? And it was Ruth, Naomi, and there was another woman. A man's name was his wife's name Naomi. Orpah. Okay. Orpah and Ruth, right? So unfortunately, all 3 of their husbands died. So that would have been the grandmother's husband and her sons. All, unfortunately, died in battle, right? So that's left the grandmother and her daughters-in-law, right? Now, back in the day, right, a lot of times you needed that man in your family to take care of some of the business things, to take care of some of the manual labor, right? And so with these 3 women, they had choices to make. Were they all going to stay together and work together and be their own family, or should they all go back to where they came from?
All back where they was before.
Right? And Orpah thought that as well. So she did. She left and she went back to her own parents, right? But if Ruth would have also gone back to her own parents, what would have happened to Naomi, the grandmother?
She would have been all.
Right, she would have been all alone, right? No one there to help her or to take care of her. And so Ruth said, even though my husband's gone, I'm going to stay with you because we are family, right, by law. When we were married, you became my mother, I became your daughter, we're going to stick together. And so they were there sticking together. They went back to where Ruth was from, right? And Naomi then had to go find food. So she went into the different fields and it said she followed the workers. So as the workers went around, and we'll say it was corn. I'm not sure what they were doing, wheat. Okay, so they were sowing the wheat, right? So they'd have to chop off the stalks, and they have to take the certain things. But every time you chop it off, there's some that's gonna fall on ground, right? Some of the grain. And so Ruth was out there just picking up the food off of the ground, right? Trying to find food so that she could take it back and eat it. And that's what they were living off of. Out whose farm that was, right? Whose farm was it? Boaz, right? Boaz, right, which ended up being a distant relative of Ruth's and what they called their family redeemer. And so if we think about it this way, in today's world, it might be kind of the oldest person in your family, or that person who was kind of, if something were to happen to somebody in our family, to one of Daddy's brothers, right? One of our uncles, right? Grandpa's brother, something like that. So he was part of their family. And so now we see, like, right, just by being faithful, what's going to happen. As we see the end of the story, right? Ruth becomes the bloodline that Jesus is born from. So without her deciding to stay faithful to her mother-in-law, right? We might not have developed the bloodline for Jesus. So no matter how little, right, or important you think that you are, or the decisions that you're making, they could have a giant impact. So always just remember, be kind, do what's right, help others. Is there something over there that's like way more important? Okay. All right. Okay. So we'll be doing 2 a day so that we can catch up by the end of the week. Okay? All right, so now, Medley, can you gather everyone's Bibles? And then back over here, okay? Okay, you can do it in 2 trips, too. Okay, everybody grab a pencil. Okay, so for math today, I want us to be reviewing numerical expressions. Okay. When we have a numerical expression. No, is that a pencil? Alright, so with those, our different expressions, right? Plus sign, minus signs, multiplication, division, what are some other ones?
Percentage.
Parentheses, brackets, exponents, right? What's our trick to remember the order of operations?
Please excuse my dear.
Yeah, right? Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, or
Appendix.
send us, right? So, what does that mean? What comes first, Greg?
Parentheses.
Parentheses. Right, then what?
Exponent,
Exponent, then what?
multiplication,
Then what?
division,
Then what?
addition,
Then what?
subtraction.
Right, okay? Okay, so say them all for me, Brady. Stand for P,
Parentheses.
P,
Exponents.
M,
Multiplication.
what's next? D,
Division.
A,
Addition.
S,
Subtraction.
subtraction, okay? So that's the order that you want to solve problems in, otherwise you'll get the wrong answer.
What?
Right.
What's an exponent?
What's an exponent?
The little numbers that are over there. If you know, you know.
Okay. All right, so let's solve these problems, okay? I'm gonna tell you guys the problems, you write them out. All right.
Okay. Is it also fraction or?
No.
Okay.
Then which color do you have?
Okay. 2 plus parentheses 8 times 5
Oh. Oopsie.
divided by 4.
40.
2 plus
What do you do first?
parentheses.
Parentheses.
Times
Mom,
25.
Third. What is it?
4.
40.
No,
Okay.
no. Plus 2 divided by 4. 21.
So let's see, 42 divided by 4.
what is that? What is that big old thing right there?
Okay,
Parentheses.
yes.
Yeah.
Brackets. What happens if I add brackets?
I'm not
The
sure.
brackets
I
come
don't know where
first.
bracket is.
Brackets come first.
So it's kind of like a parentheses?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so inside brackets, give me one bracket. That looks like the bracket. So if I have in my brackets, I want 5 plus 7. And then a parenthesis inside of that also. 2 times 4. End my brackets. Minus. What's that?
What? So 5 plus 7 is 12. Times.
So 5 plus 7, and then right after the 7 is a parenthesis.
So in brackets, 5 plus 7.
Yep, you would do an opening bracket, opening bracket.
2 times 4 it was? And the
Oh.
parentheses
What is
was 2
that?
times 4.
What is that?
A bracket number.
5 plus.
Can you hand it to me? Wait, Brennan, when you're finished, hand it to me.
Hold on. I see the other one. So,
Mom, it was 2 times 4.
You can look at that.
What's so great?
Brent has her notebook.
What did you ask?
Was it, like, ask me if the problem was 2 times 4.
Oh, okay. No, you said like, what's the answer?
Here, Medley.
What happens if it's
So, right, if there's no sign in between things, that's multiplication.
12 times,
I know, but you're being.
12 times 8? Wait, 5 plus 7.
82.
Which is, draw more to make a set of 10. How many more snakes do you need to draw?
10.
Let's see.
12.
2 times 4 is?
8.
8. 5 plus 7 is?
12.
12 times 8 is?
92. Alright, I'm done.
12 times 8?
Oh, shit.
Mommy, I put 10 in.
96.
96.
Plus minus 10?
86.
86.
Yes.
Alright, yeah. Add these up.
Okay.
Good?
3. Yeah. Minus 3. More
Alright.
brackets.
It feels like you guys know what's going
Can we
on.
do a hard one?
Enough 2.
Let's see.
Red, orange,
Okay.
orange, red.
5 plus.
Is it no parentheses or brackets? Okay. 5 plus.
You come to the summer, you doing over there. Okay. Inside brackets.
No.
We'll just do this one first. Okay, we'll just 5 plus 6 times
5
Divided by
6
4.
Plus 6
times 2
times what?
divided by
5 plus
4.
6 times 2 divided by 4.
Oh, I put those.
Pandas.
Okay, so which do you, what do you first?
Oh, multiplication first. 6 times 12 plus 5 plus 12.
How many
Alright,
calories fit in a grocery bag?
17. 6.5.
How'd you get that?
How did you get 6 weight?
What do you do first?
Multiplication.
Okay, and what's that?
Oh shit. 12.
Yeah, okay.
And then division. I got 3, 9, 2.5.
You don't have to do everything in your head, right? So sometimes you have a lot of numbers, it's hard to keep everything straight. So now you'd have 5 plus 12 divided by 4. So you're telling me what you do next? Division? What's 12 divided by 4? Now what's left?
Plus.
So what's the answer?
8.
8. What'd you get, Brennan? 8. Okay, here we go. One more. Ready? Okay. In parentheses. 9 divided by
9 divided by
This.
close parentheses.
Times
Times 4.
9 divided by 3.
Close parentheses. Times 4
Divided by 3. Times 4.
minus 2
4 minus 2.
minus
plus 9.
2 plus 9.
Okay.
Okay, 9 divided by 3.
Draw a bee outside of the hive. Your bumblebee. Do your best. Do your best.
Am I putting 3 into 9 or 9 into 3?
Taking 9 and dividing it by 3.
Okay,
3 into 9.
3 times 4
Did
is
you draw the bee?
10, 19.
What did you get? Good job. Alright, any last one? Okay, ready? Now,
Okay, I'm gonna say the answer.
so with exponents, right? Other than exponents, have we done square roots?
No. That's exponents.
Exponents, it's kind of the opposite of exponents. So like 2 to the second power, right,
Oh, I don't know the check.
is the square root.
No,
I
I asked
think
one
I've
time
never
and
done
then
it.
it, I don't think I remember.
I've never done that.
I think it was simple though.
Yeah, so the square root is looking for like when they're equal numbers, like the square root of 4 is 2. The square root of 16 is 4.
Oh.
Because 4 times 4 is 16,
Oh.
right? The square root of, what else, Bonnie? Like,
Room by 3. Wait,
yeah, the square root of 9 is 3, because 3 times 3 is 9, right? So what, looking for the thing of like what times itself.
10.
The square root, so
No,
equal
25.
parts. It's not gonna.
No.
Yeah, square root of 25 is 5, yes. Okay, so try to do this one. The square root of 16 is times 4 divided by 8.
The square root of
That
16.
was
Square
How
root
we
of
write
16
square?
is 4.
You write square root, this symbol.
Wait, what?
Square root of 16.
So the square root of 16
Is 4.
Times 4 divided by 8.
times 4,
So look at my
which is
Times, you're gonna do square root of 16 divided by 4 divided by 8.
divided.
Can we make a funny?
You didn't draw a bee. Yeah,
The
you didn't
answer
draw a bumblebee. Draw a bumblebee.
is
Excuse me? Can it be a funny bee?
4
It can be any
times
type of bumblebee. Draw the bumblebee. Any type of bumblebee. Draw it.
square root times of 16 times 4 and plus 4.
Times 4 divided by 8.
divided by 8.
Bumblebees have bodies, they have wings, they have stingers, antennas.
You already know what I said.
What'd you get?
I had
You guys both get, what'd you get?
2.
Good job.
What's the
4.
Good job. All right. So that was our little review. That's good. Okay, now each of you do these. Here's your 2B.
I have to do both sides?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Two students are in art class. They're split into groups of 4. How many groups are formed?
I don't know. Which word?
The multiplier on one side is his number. Which goes in question.
The one you do know.
Then add the.
What? Where should I write the answer and where should I, what else?
32 students are in art class, are split into 4 groups, right? So we need to do 32 divided by 4. How would we do that?
4 times the base.
What goes underneath?
So,
The answer.
32. No, the answer's on top of the division problem.
2.
1, 5, 4, 2. Yep. How many groups are formed? 8. All right, here's our last one. Draw 4 circles. Color one circle red and the rest are blue. How many are blue? We're going to draw 4 circles. Draw 4 circles.
the X.
Draw 4 circles. That's your direction. Turn around, sit on your bottom, put your pencil on, and draw 4 circles.
Lesson, that means not having to be told more than one time to do the thing that you're told to do.
You're going to color 1 circle red. 72 and 8.
72 divided by 8 equals 9.
All right, gotcha. How many blue circles are there?
3.
3. Circle with fewer flowers.
Fewer flowers? This one has Okay. So what times 9 equals 54? 1 minus 2. 9 only have 2. The answer is 6.
You think words could be used more than once?
How many blanks are there?
Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Multiply them. Once I digit number, you can draw the both of my face.
How tall is this mouse?
How tall is this mouse?
And then draw
So
a
tall.
rectangle.
Then multiply.
So tall.
Once I digit number.
How many cubes tall?
1, 2, 3, 4.
4 cubes.
And he's not.
Yeah, 4 cubes tall. And draw me a rectangle.
And decompose the factor.
4 rectangle. I don't know.
Okay, you gonna sharpen it? Partial product is part of an answer.
Add.
All right, here, let's see.
Ouch. Ouch. Oh, I broke it.
Includes your face, raise to
Medley. Finish drawing your rectangle. And you're gonna count how many snails are in the first box, right here, and then how many snails are in the second box. Okay, write your numbers. From here, you're gonna count by twos, right? So here, we started at 60. 60, skip one, 62. Skip one, skip one.
66.
That's right. Okay, so you're gonna write them down here. 60, 62, 64.
68. 7.
Okay? So you can circle all the ones that are counting by twos, okay?
Okay.
All right, great. So remember, right, just the inverse, division, and multiplication, right? They go together. Copy.
Oh no.
Hmm?
Oops. Mommy, I didn't finish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8.
Good job.
9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Margaret. Hey Maggie? Yeah. They just called, they can see me tomorrow at 11 o'clock or Wednesday at 9. And I'll be right up. Okay. Yes, I'm waiting for my daughter to see which day would be better. Yeah, sorry. No.
Make sure we get a little watch this foot bracelet.
what you were saying while I was in the bathroom.
Yeah, they did, they called to reschedule, so they'd see tomorrow at 11 or Wednesday at 9,
What are they rescheduling?
the EKG. And then do the blood at the same time.
Whatever. Yeah, I mean, either one is fine with us.
Okay, hello? Yeah, so, tomorrow at 11. Right.
It's just be like, right, like, somebody's gonna say, it ain't gonna be me. I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm not doing it. Okay. You know, like.
But you can't be like, okay, good night.
You have to be, you have to,
I have to like push her, so then she does and she.
but keep, doing this and that, she can really be what she went through. So if that, you can't force her not to, so you just gotta be like, okay, and maybe not do what you did. You just gotta be like, I'm not doing it. I'll do the thing that I'm doing, but I won't do the thing that I'm not doing.
Getting easier?
Yeah.
Excellent work, too. So remember here, we're skipping them, right? So we were gonna skip 60, we're counting by twos. 60, 62, then what?
64,
Then what?
66,
Then what?
67,
We're skipping it, we're counting by twos. So when we say count by twos, we would do like 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, right? Right here we get 60, 62, 64, 66. What are you? 62.
60, 64, 66, 68,
Wait,
and 70,
70, right? So
70.
that's what we write down here. 60, 62, 64, 66, 68, 70. And then what's next? Okay, we're circling. Okay, so skip count. Counting by twos. So not 72, we go, not 73, but
74, 76,
good job.
77,
Nope. I skip one. Remember?
80. If the question was 0 divided by 9, would the answer be 0?
Yes. Alright, can't split nothing something. Anything times 0.
But it's hard to
Can you hear me? You don't have to touch it. Alright, got it. Good job. 78, 80. Very good. Go all the way to 100.
But you took my little 92, 93, 94,
There's 22 pages.
96,
Francis should use partial products like algorithm.
98, 99.
She can multiply 242.
That's a lot of guacamole. No. It's only like how much?
Well, pages to read that is
Oh, that's a lot of pages.
a week, though,
She reached 242.
Good goal. Good goal.
100. Mommy, finish.
Very excellent. All right. Okay, now let's go ahead and you'll finish writing your numbers.
Kids.
So can you tell me it? So the count to when I'm right.
Nine times what, Mr. Johnson?
What? Oh, 94. What? Let's see. 90. 90. 97. Mommy, I finished.
All right, you turn it over to the other side. I think we already did it. All right, here's one last now, okay?
Then I did snap. Homeschool. I do a little bit of homeschool. I'm gonna go to school for
Where's your iPad?
my iPad. Upstairs. But that's
Please,
it.
please.
And I can do. I still have my iPad.
I got three in real easy and then it comes. I almost made a fly, but I'm trying to just fall.
Home's out. We'll pick back up. Oh, we'll pick back up with lunchtime.
Bye. Do your math.
Do your math.